Have you ever looked out your front picture window and said to yourself, man, I want that on top of my gun? But guys, Cylee's got you covered. And since the court system told the ATF to pound sand, let's get to work. Hey guys, Andrew here. Welcome back to Work the Trigger. Today, we have a treat for you, and that treat comes in the form of a picture window on top of a gun. That is the Bull by Cylee. So the Bull is an RMR-based red dot sight with a window the size of an entire pickup truck. This thing is so big that you don't have to worry about whether you can see anything. No, you just look through it. Now, it does have a huge ass bezel, which we'll show you here in just a minute. But honestly, for the size of the window that you're looking at, that huge ass bezel, it doesn't really do any harm. So as you can see, guys, that window is practically the size of an entire pistol. You don't really have any issues finding anything through it, and with a little bit of recoil, you can see even with my very questionable grip here, you can still see that dot never left that window. So in use, especially on a sub gun like this, when you really just need to be able to bring it up extremely quickly and make those shots, the Cylee does an amazing job at giving you just this massive amount of visible space. Now, the dot is not as bright as some dots that I've seen. RMRs, specifically from Trijicon, are the master of dot brightness. You are going to be very hard-fetched to find a dot in any of the other ones that is quite as bright. But this one does well enough. It is an extremely sunny day out here, and I can still find the dot very quickly when firing. So guys, now we've got our Polymer 8017 out here. Now, the hiccup with the Polymer 8017 in this case is it doesn't work well. It is just not an optimal firearm. So you'll see, when I take a shot, oh, it actually is running. Well, we did just beat the crap out of it to open it back up. Maybe that helped it out a little bit. Guys, this is like the best this thing's ever run. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of magic Cylee's doing there, but I will say that one thing that Cylee has asked us specifically to do, it kind of pains me to do it, and that is to drop it. So, that right there is the specific reason that it's on this gun, because personally, I don't care about this gun. The glass is still there, thanks to Cylee's gigantor bezels. Like, I don't know if anything's going to affect this thing, really. Let's go ahead and take a couple more shots, and then we'll drop it again. It's one for the road. Now that one landed more on the gun than it did the dot, but in the meantime, the glass is still perfect. Nothing seems to have moved too much. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing zeroed a little bit. We'll drop it a couple more times. So in zeroing the Cylee, you do need a really small screwdriver to be able to get in there. It doesn't seem to have any positive movement. It's just a smooth, clean rotation. So you're not really gonna feel it as you lock it up or move it up or down. But we're just gonna give it a shove, see what happens. All right, guys, so we do have a nasty little jam here where it's not working. So let's go back and let's punch it open and see how the Cylee handles that. All right, so guys, we've got it stuck. It's not cycling, so we're gonna go ahead, drop the mag. We're gonna punch a phone post. Anybody who says that that is not an adequate, like a realistic thing that's gonna happen, hasn't shot guns long enough to get something stuck in there. Now we're all open. We can go ahead, toss it back in. Let's see how she shoots. Like a top. A really stupid top that didn't make it all the way through QC, but like Henry at the end of the line just kind of tossed it in the box anyway so he could hit his quota for the end of the day. That kind of top. We have it more or less zeroed now. We're standing at about like, I don't know, 8-9 yards. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it again. And then we're gonna check and see if the zero shifted at all. It seems like it's nice and sturdy on there. I don't have any movement. I did just put these in, so if it does come loose, it's probably something that can be fixed with a little bit of Loctite and a little bit of time. But today what we're mostly checking out is to see if the dot itself is going to keep functioning if we break glass. Now, I don't have any concrete here, so we're just going to be kind of dropping it on various surfaces. We'll drop it on the dirt here. We got some pea gravel up there. We got some nasty gravel back there. So we're going to kind of walk all over. We're going to drop it and we're going to check zero. First of all, let's go ahead and drop it here on the dirt, and then we'll check zero. So just so you guys can see, we did indeed drop it. It's got a little bit of dirt there, but honestly, who cares? Remember, these are all tools anyway. Let's go ahead and check our zero. Perfect. Go ahead and go up and we'll drop it on some pea gravel next. Now, pea gravel is not going to be the worst. My biggest concern with pea gravel is if something gets in to actually get to the glass. Now, that's something that the newer contained optics won't have that issue. This Bull has a lot of openings on it, so it leaves a lot of room to be able to get dust, dirt, and grime in there to whether it's occlude the dot or break the glass. So let's go ahead and drop it on a little bit of pea gravel, and we'll see what happens then. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that actually hit a lot harder than I thought it was going to, and we did get a little bit of gravel stuck up in there, but a little bit of brush off, and the glass is still fine. We don't have any scratches, we don't have any occlusions. There's nothing down in there. Now, I will say, the section down here that the laser is sitting in, first of all, the base on this Cylee is one of the smallest bases on an RMR footprint that I've seen. This thing is about 1/4 of an inch thick, looks like a little bit less, which is significantly less than the majority of the other dots with this footprint. Not only that, the area down here where different things like dirt or water could get held is significantly smaller than a lot of the other dots. What that means in the long run, I'm not sure. That's what we're out here to test. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and check to see if that drop on the pea gravel affected our zero. Not a single zero shift. So far, so good. Let's go ahead and walk back, and we're going to do the same thing with the gravel back here. So this is another drop that we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and drop it on our gravel here. And we're banging up my gun pretty good, but I think the dot seems like it's okay. Still no problems with the glass. We still have a nice clear dot. We do have a little bit of dust on there, but that's kind of to be expected. Wipes off nice and quick. Let's go ahead and check zero. So let's go ahead and check our zero here after we had that third drop. So those were a little bit off. I don't know if those were me or the gun. Because I had one that was high left a little bit, one that was slightly low right, and then every single other one was right where they have been the entire time. So I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Let me go back and take a look. Let's make sure that those screws didn't back out any. So we're just going to do a quick check here. Make sure that we haven't loosened up at all. That one tightened a little bit, but that one's good. I don't think we loosened up. I'm not sure what that was. Let's take one more shot to check our zero. Then we'll go ahead and call it on this one. Let's do this one last zero check to make sure that it's hitting where we want it. That is the Cyelee Bull, a just enormous dot that can be used on a pistol or a rifle or a subgun. I tell you, this thing would be just absolutely awesome as a backup sight on a rifle, one of those 45 offsets. I've seen it a couple of times, and it's glorious. And the amount of window space that you have on this thing to use is massive. So far, we've seen, as with that one, most of the shots were on. The one that was off, that was me. I'll take that. But through 4 drops now and a couple of bashes on a post, it has handled all of that. No broken glass, no issues with losing zero. We're going to keep testing this thing out. We're going to switch platforms a lot. We're going to have it on here on our Polymer 17. We're going to have it on the Scorpion from CZ. We're even going to toss it on a rifle and see how it handles rifle recoil. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching. If you like this, do me a favor and take a look in the description down below. Down there, you're going to find a link. If you like the video, hit that like button down below. If you want to subscribe, hit that button over there. If you want to help the channel out a little bit, do me a favor. Don't head over to Patreon. Don't become a channel member. Head over to variantinnovation.com. Over there, you're going to find our 3D printed gun accessories. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate every one of you. And until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.